in this episode of
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 8, hundreds of airline catering workers outside LAX. They're protesting unsafe working conditions and wage violations. Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Diaz. Now, that protest happening right now as holiday travelers try to make their way to their destinations.
Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf. He's live at the airport with details. And Matthew, they're making a statement, but is it also impacting people as they try to get to the airport?
Yeah, they definitely made a statement. That protest wrapped up about an hour ago, but the road has since reopened, but definitely caused a traffic mess, and a lot of people voicing their frustrations tonight, this main artery into LAX. But if you go ahead and take a look, Elliot will show you, this is your, I think, typical holiday traffic. This is, again, one of the busiest travel nights of the year, going into one of the busiest airports in the world, just 2 days before Thanksgiving. You can see traffic is now flowing, but take a look at this video. This is just about an hour and a half ago as protesters shut down this intersection at Century Boulevard near Avion. Just a major mess. This is a huge road, important road into LAX, closed by protesters, again, less than 2 days before Thanksgiving. These protesters are airline catering group workers from the Flying Food Group and Unite Here Local 11, demanding a new contract, alleging unsafe working conditions, broken equipment, and unfair pay. Again, this caused a huge traffic mess and frustrations to boil over in some spots. Police showed up in riot gear and opened it all around 6:30. This is one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Honestly, people don't care about people who make the food and put it on the planes. And so we wanted to make a statement.
Think about that.
Dude, if it's a good protest, just a good cause, go for it, man. I don't care.
What do you think about this?
Well, we just landed from Chicago, and we got to the stoplight. We were just commenting how it was a smooth ride, easy to get home, and now this. So I don't know what's going on, some sort of strike, obviously, but just want to get home.
So that family forced to walk about a half mile to their car after returning home. But you can see, again, the line of cars backing up pretty extensively tonight to get into LAX. Quite a ways down this road. This is a main road to get into the airport. That protest not helping the situation, but those protesters have cleared out. LAPD not reporting any arrests tonight, but again, definitely caused quite the situation for people trying to get to the airport and potentially miss those flights. Reporting live, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Matthew, those protesters, they're gone now, but they made a point to tell you that they would be back. What do we know about that statement?
Yeah, they were chanting as they were leaving. Police were up there with their riot gear. They were chanting, "We will be back." Again, we don't know what that means tonight. I mean, I don't know if that means later tonight, tomorrow, another day. But again, making that point to say this is not done as their contract negotiations continue.
Matthew, these rolling strikes have been effective in the past and by various groups here in the city of LA. And I'm just wondering if you could get a sense of how delayed you think people were. Obviously, if you missed a flight or you possibly had to spend the night in LA because you missed a flight, people are going to be hopping mad about that.
I mean, there was one couple of travelers in a car that were, you could tell, extremely stressed. You know that feeling when you're trying to get to the airport for your flight. They were cussing out these protesters that were blocking their cars. They were trying to turn onto Century Boulevard to get to LAX, and they just were completely blocked. So I don't know if they were able to get there and make their flight okay, but this entire protest lasted about an hour and a half. That intersection was closed, I'd say, about 20 or 30 minutes. So hopefully they made it on time, but yeah, definitely caused some issues for people trying to get to the airport tonight.
No question about that.
But from their standpoint, getting a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew, we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Well, whether you're getting out of town by plane or by car, millions of people are on the move. This is a live look from Sky Fox. This is over the 405 right now, and This is West LA. You see our extreme nav technology showing you that they're above sort of the West LA neighborhood, Santa Monica, Sawtelle, Brentwood. You get the idea. Whole lot of red lights, which is typical on a weeknight in Los Angeles. But yes, heavier than normal. Hey, Fox 11's Haley Winslow, she got a taste of the travel conditions on the ground today. Here's that report.
Turkey Day traffic is stuffing local freeways. The 405 jam-packed. The 105 slow cooking as more families than ever roll out of town.
Is that all for Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, but I'm going to invite my own friends for the next 2 days.
What's the trick to keeping everybody getting along?
There's no trick. They don't get along.
A lot of flat tires. Yeah, because of the rain last week. Yeah.
So people should check their tires before they hit the road, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Best time to leave? Yesterday. Worst time to leave? Now, through most of Thanksgiving Eve.
Thursday, go to Disneyland, and then come back Friday morning or afternoon.
So what does your departure time say about you? Leaves at 5 a.m., responsible, organized, probably already made the stuffing. Leaves at 2 p.m. Wednesday, thrives on chaos. Leaves at 8 p.m., night owl, procrastinator, probably both. So how to survive the holiday highway headache? Well, a rockin' road trip playlist, of course, helps. Highlights to get through LA, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, Highway to Hell, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and I Will Survive. Or how about traffic bingo with double points for a dog's head out the window, rogue mattress on the freeway, and a honk honk from a big rig driver. And Family Olympics. Events include sharpest turn signal timing, fastest glove compartment snack grab, and parallel parking accuracy. Stuck on the 405, Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
All right, Haley, thank you for that. On to this. A local police officer says he joined the force to help his community, but claims he's now facing racial harassment from his own department.
Allegations of offensive comments, retaliation, and even pressure to meet arrest quotas. Fox 11's Gina Silva spoke to that officer. She's live in Glendora with a story you'll see only on Fox 11. Gina.
That's right. The allegations of racism inside the Glendora Police Department are disturbing. And as you mentioned, this officer is also alerting the community about what he calls arrest quotas.
I want to pursue a job and a career where I could help people in a tangible way.
Officer Andrew Huang joined the Glendora Police Department in 2023. He says he loves serving his community, but hates being subjected to racial harassment inside the department.
These high-ranking supervisors are telling me and making these jabs and comments at me knowing that I can't say anything.
He says one incident happened during an end-of-deployment dinner at a sushi restaurant in Rancho Cucamonga. A lieutenant allegedly told him to get back in the kitchen and cook for the group because you're Asian.
They knew that this is wrong. You're not supposed to do this. We're in 2025. You're telling your only Asian officer to go back in the kitchen and cook for them because because what? I look different than you because I'm Asian? I'm Korean. I'm not even Japanese.
I don't know why the city would permit such conduct to go on. They have a growing Asian American population in the city of Glendora. 11% of their population is Asian American, and this is a concern.
Officer Huang says he was also dealing with directives to increase arrests. He showed us messages from the president of the Police Officers Association, urging officers to push arrest numbers up to 1,700 a year. Other messages sent out to officers included, "The jail sure is empty," and "Those crickets are getting loud."
If you put a pressure and you put an expectation of a quota onto officers, it just gives them, opens the door to corruption, to do unethical stops, unethical arrests.
When Officer Huang finally reported the harassment, he says the department did not protect him. Instead, he says his complaint was exposed, and then he became the target of 3 separate investigations.
They did it in retaliation to try to make it look like he was bad at his job, to create a sort of pseudo paper trail to try to terminate him.
Every day we put on a badge and gun and a bulletproof vest, and it's a grim reminder of the risks that we take on an everyday basis in order to protect the community, only to be betrayed, racially discriminated.
Officer Huang was placed on administrative leave, and his attorneys say the same supervisors who discriminated against him were also in charge of his investigations. Now, we reached out to the Glendora Police Department. We reached out to the city of Glendora for comment. No one got back to us. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Well, Gina, prior to this taking place, do you know, did he have favorable remarks by the people above him?
Absolutely. He had a progress report. You know, he started in 2023. So he was new. He was a probationary officer at the time when he was being harassed. So there was very little he could do, but he talked about how, you know, these officers and superiors were just relentless in the jokes, the Asian jokes is what he said. And he had example after example. And of course, our stories are relatively short, so we couldn't include all of them, but they're pretty disgusting.
Obviously, we're still waiting for comment back from Glendora. Depending on the outcome of this lawsuit, what does he want next for him? Does he want to stay on the force? Does he want to join another department or get out of law enforcement altogether?
No, he wants to remain on the force. He wanted to be a police officer most of his life. He wants to remain a police officer, so he would like to go back to his job. But he wants accountability, and he wants this behavior to stop so that no other people will endure the same experience.
All right, Gina Silva, thank you so much for that live report. Tonight, the LAPD wants to clear the air about the case involving a dead 15-year-old girl found in the trunk of a well-known singer's car. They say Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body was not frozen and not decapitated when it was discovered in a tow yard back in September. They did tell Fox 11 that singer David traveled to Santa Barbara in the springtime, but have not drawn any conclusions as to what this could potentially mean for the investigation. Investigators also want it known that the court order requested to not release any information about the case by the medical examiner's office was strictly done to preserve the integrity of the case and not to undermine transparency. No arrests have been made.
New details tonight on that e-bike beating incident in Hermosa Beach a few days ago. Investigators with the Hermosa Beach Police Department have determined the incident was not a targeted assault and that it was not a premeditated attack by the juveniles involved. Detectives say the item the person was struck with was a cardboard pizza box. The alleged victim is out of the hospital, and detectives say anyone with information is asked to contact police.
A big show of support for union leader David Huerta arraigned today on federal obstruction charges after he was arrested during an ICE protest. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez has that story.
These charges are baseless.
Organized labor leader David Huerta, after pleading not guilty in federal court to charges of obstructing a federal officer. The SEIU-USWW president was arrested on June 6 during anti-ICE detention protests in downtown L.A. The images becoming a critical moment at the onset of immigration raids in Los Angeles. Homeland Security accusing Huerta in a sworn affidavit of allegedly refusing to stop blocking the vehicular gate leading to ICE staging grounds. He was initially facing a felony charge of conspiracy to impede an officer, charges that were dropped to misdemeanors.
They are an attempt to silence anyone who dares to speak out, organize, or demand justice. I will not be silenced.
Be it testifying at yesterday's congressional oversight hearing on immigration enforcement.
The raids are policies rooted in bigotry, not public safety.
Or leading protests.
We will have our time for justice.
The labor leader is a constant fixture in the battle against ICE raids. Today in court, he was ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from federal agents or operations pending his trial. Among the many supporters flanking him today, Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
The President of the United States, with his cruel attack on our citizens and on our even undocumented, will not stand. We are going to fight hard.
He is out on his own recognizance, well, this bond $5,000. he is expected to go to court. He says he's going to fight this all the way. Trial's supposed to begin January 20th. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
Still ahead at 8, the investigation continues into the link between the Palisades fire and another fire just days earlier. What LAFD is reportedly being asked to turn over next.
Plus, yet another break-in in the San Fernando Valley home, but this one is linked to an extremely high-profile celebrity. Full details next.
New developments tonight in the widening investigation into the Lockman fire and what may have been missed before the devastating Palisades wildfire. A source inside LA Fire Department tells Fox 11 federal investigators have ordered all responding crews to sign documents acknowledging the feds can seize their personal cell phones and that nothing, including text messages, can be deleted. The source says investigators are now taking final steps to secure evidence tied to the investigation. This comes after Fox 11 first reported a whistleblower's claim that the Lockman fire was not fully extinguished and triggered the Palisades fire days later, raising new questions about missed action or miscommunication. And an update to a story we brought you last night. Today, a lawyer representing several homeowners says he received a document from the state of California, the Park Wildfire Mitigation Plan for Topanga State Park. It reportedly says, quote, unless specified otherwise, State Parks prefers to let Topanga State Park burn in a wildfire event. And in court today, a judge ordered depositions from a dozen firefighters and several state parks staff members.
A string of burglaries in the San Fernando Valley. The latest involves the mother-in-law of Selena Gomez. Now, over the summer, a rash of daring burglaries in the Studio City and Encino area. The latest break-in happened last night in Studio City. The LAPD saying tonight they don't know if this burglary is tied to those sophisticated burglary crews, but Benny Blanco's mom is said to be unharmed after burglars broke into her Studio City home last night. The music producer's mother hid out in the bathroom during that hot prowl.
459 in progress to Shady Glade Avenue. Spoke to the homeowner at the residence. There's two people inside of the residence.
It was a terrifying call of a burglary in progress on Shady Glade Avenue in Studio City Monday night. According to published reports, two masked assailants broke into the home of Sandra Levin, who is the mother of music producer Benny Blanco. That call came into dispatch about 9:30 Monday night. In nighttime footage from the scene, you can actually hear officers at the front door.
The police department.
Levin reportedly heard glass breaking. Frightened by the break-in, she ran into an upstairs bathroom and locked the door to hide. She heard the suspects in the upstairs room and peered out, reportedly spotting two suspects wearing masks and dark clothing. They ran. Nothing was taken. Monday, neighbors of this upscale neighborhood reacted to the break-in.
I'm glad nobody was hurt. That's really terrifying. That's like my worst fear, right? Being home alone and somebody breaks in.
So frightening. Well, Fox 11 contacted Blanco's representatives but received a firm no comment. Blanco married Selena Gomez 2 months ago in a star-studded event.
Any indication that the suspects knew whose home this was?
I don't have any indication of that right now. As I told you, I did speak to the LAPD. They're still going over everything. There was something distinctive about this case, which they wouldn't share with me.
Okay.
But they are honing in on certain aspects of it, and you know, they hope to be able to tell us more in the future. But as you know, last summer was sort of a many months of terror in the San Fernando Valley, particularly in the hills of Encino and Studio City.
I can't imagine what she went through. She pulled through, and thank goodness she's okay.
Yeah, she thought quickly.
Yeah, she did. All right, coming up, artificial intelligence is everywhere. It's even involved in one Thanksgiving staple you'll probably have on your table this year.
Turkeys are going high-tech. We'll explain coming up next.
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
And we're looking at a live shot right there of LAX as a lot of folks are getting ready to hit the trail, whether they're going by car or flying out for this long holiday weekend coming up for us. But let's check in with Adam Kruger, standing by, our chief meteorologist, to talk about what conditions are going to be like over this long holiday.
Yeah, and you know, the camera view, I think just because it's so zoomed in, is jiggling a little bit. And, as far as I know, we don't have an earthquake going on right now, and it's not windy at all here at LAX. But there are some other spots where the winds are picking up tonight. And new this evening, the National Weather Service issuing a wind advisory for one portion of an area north of LA because of these Santa Ana winds we've been talking about for a little bit. So, by the way, if you are driving around the next few days, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of that, right? We expect a lot of road travel. We'll talk more about travel conditions here in a second. Let's begin with our headlines, though. So again, a weak Santa Ana wind event going on right now. A lot of our area won't find wind gusts much over like 10 miles per hour, but we do have some gusty spots, those typical Santa Ana wind-prone areas. That's going to lead to a couple more warm days and dry days for us. By the weekend, it will get cooler, and there might be a couple of light, spotty showers showing up by Sunday. This is that new wind advisory I was talking about. So this was just issued. It officially goes into effect at midnight tonight, lasts through noon tomorrow. We're looking at the area here, including a good portion of the San Fernando Valley and north of there and into Ventura County. Winds out of the northeast, meaning blowing offshore, at about 15 to 30, with some gusts in some spots as high as 35 to 45 miles per hour. And on the wind forecast, you're going to see as we go into tonight and into tomorrow, these red to magenta colors really highlighting where some of those strongest winds will be. But away from this particular spot, there will be some other gusty areas through the corridors here where the 15 and the 10 cut through the mountains, and also a portion of the Santa Ana mountains as well. So that's the kind of gusty situation we expect with the Santa Ana winds through tomorrow. Those winds will start to come down tomorrow afternoon and into Thursday. For LA tomorrow, sunshine, especially morning and midday. A few clouds start to stream in later in the day. And again, like today, it will be very warm. We'll get up to at least 80, if not low 80s in Los Angeles. And you can see all the orange on the map here across the LA basin to Orange County, the IE, the valleys. Very warm temperatures, even along the coast. Highs will be in the middle part of the 70s tomorrow. What about national weather? So we've got a couple of systems working their way through the nation. There's a look at Thanksgiving Day, not so bad, but as we take you into Friday and Saturday, you'll see this system here stretching from the Midwest with some snow to some rain farther south, and that spreads eastward on Sunday, which of course might be the busiest airline travel day of the week here, the weekend coming up after Thanksgiving. And then locally on Sunday, here's just a snapshot of what it might look like in California with a couple of showers around here. Or if you're driving around the state, you may encounter some rain, I think mostly on the light side, and then probably some snow coming down in the Sierra Nevada mountains as well. Just a 20% rain chance for our area on Sunday. That's the only opportunity for rain that I see. And there you see the temperatures. Warm tomorrow, coming down a little, but still warm on Thanksgiving, down a bit more Friday, and all the way down to the 60s by the weekend. Back to you.
Gotta love Southern California. Still ahead right here, a story of gratitude for the holidays.
He was sentenced to life without parole, but he got a second chance. What he's doing with it. Plus, we're checking in with Ed Laskers.
Tonight live, Alhambra candlelight vigil here, remembering a fallen police officer who made the ultimate sacrifice, losing his life in the line of duty. And now all the emotions that follow. Stand by for that.
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
A community in mourning. A candlelight vigil tonight honors a young Alhambra police officer killed in a tragic crash.
Officer Alec Sanders lost his life last week during a pursuit. People gathering to remember him. Fox 11's Ed Lascos sees live outside the Alhambra police station with more now. Quite the turnout, Ed.
Yeah, quite the turnout, and as you would imagine, lots and lots of emotion at this candlelight vigil. Everybody here remembering Officer Alec Sanders. He wore badge number 154, 28 years old. He'd only been on the force 8 months, and you know the backstory, right? Picks up a shift last Thursday for another officer who called in sick, and that is when Officer Sanders loses his life in the line of duty. To the video we go, and the candlelight vigil here right in front of the police headquarters in the center of Alhambra. Officer Sanders, his family at home, along with his family on patrol, they're all here, along with law enforcers from the entire county. Big crowd showing up, and hundreds from the city itself. Most of these folks, as I was talking to them, say they did not know Officer Sanders, but they sure knew of the ultimate sacrifice he made last week, joining or trying to help in that pursuit of an alleged stolen SUV. When that SUV slams into Officer Sanders' patrol vehicle, Officer Sanders is killed. The driver of the patrol vehicle, I should say the SUV that was allegedly stolen, he survived, 27 years old. He's now facing a charge of murder ×2. Passenger in that SUV also killed. So it was a horrible tragedy. But on this night, everybody remembering Officer Sanders, what he stood for, and the courageous way that he lost his life. Listen and look at some of this emotion.
Alec, we love you so much, and until we meet you again, partner, I hope you rest easy.
It's just real hard for all of us and the family, and you know, especially during the holidays.
And the city's hurting, huh?
Yes, the city is hurting. We haven't lost someone in a long time, so we're hurting.
And so to see his family up there sad and crying, I just felt so bad for him. Like, I couldn't stay home today. I had to come out here and show my respect and love for them, even though I don't know him.
It's a sad loss. He's a very young and kind gentleman. I know one of my coworkers did know him, and I just want to give my respects and my condolences to all the family, his fiance, his parents, siblings, everybody. It's unfortunate that, you know, he had to go, but I just wish the family the best.
Now live, as she said, so young, 28 years old, Officer Sanders leaves behind a fiance, 2 sisters, a brother, and a police department that is hurting. And as we've been listening, it seems most of the city that is hurting over his tragic loss, and the city's tragic loss over, they say, a police officer, ladies, who always showed up ready to go on patrol, ready to do his job. He was the model officer.
And I knew you mentioned this, Ed, that he was new there, just 8 months there. Prior, he was with Long Beach Police Department. This is what he loved to do.
Yeah, it was in his blood, as the officers were saying here tonight. And we also heard some of the lovely backstories, too, about how Officer Sanders loved Tennessee, always talked about it, loved country music, big fan of the Dallas Cowboys. So he had a big impact on this department, and certainly the fellow officers who went on patrol with him. That lady officer we were listening to, some of the fellow officers, said that he was a guy who you wanted to be around. He made them laugh, but he was a joy to be around, but always had that passion for police work, and he did it very well.
And Ed, I'm reading where there are just 85 sworn officers in that particular police department. So I have to believe that they especially feel it. I mean, we cover these, sadly, all the time, but in the larger departments, sometimes someone may not even know that person. But I have to believe in a department this size that most people would have known him.
Oh, yes, yeah, very much so. Smaller department, they all knew each other, they all picked each other up. But in this case, as we were talking about Officer Sanders helping out, as that's the kind of fella he was, as I've been learning, picks up the shift for an officer who called in sick. He said, yeah, I'll do it, I'll be happy to do it. And sadly, it cost him his life.
Gosh, so our thoughts are with the department and, of course, with the Sanders family as well. Ed, thanks so much.
Tonight, a story of second chances against all odds.
Fox 11's Christine Devine introduces us to one man proving every second is an opportunity to turn it all around. And she's here live. Christine?
Yeah, many count their blessings on Thanksgiving. Tonight, one man sentenced to never get out of prison and what he's done since receiving a commutation. Tonight, Alan's story and the Prism Way, a follow to my series on a college program in prisons.
Are you passionate about it, you know?
Proof of success is in the Prism Way performance.
Now we're taking a smart go approach.
These two men handpicked to carry on what Alan Burnett helped build.
Everything that we do here is intentional to help individuals once they come home.
Come home after time in prison. The Prism Way is a resource.
They're coming home, they're struggling with relationships, with substance abuse, with being able to fit in.
It's here at the men's prison in Lancaster last year where Fox 11 first met Burnett.
This is the place where I spent the last 10 years of my incarceration, and this is the place where I really started focusing on my rehabilitation and my change, and, you know, like my life changed here.
The music's your cue. Inside the prison, men gathered in their cap and gown for a commencement ceremony. It is a little eerie to see that.
You know what? You're right, but after a while, you get kind of used to it. So, unfortunately, you know, I spent 28 years in prison, and I'm used to seeing this.
There's maximum security, so we're going in with full clearance here for this graduation. Burnett is back as a keynote speaker decades after being sentenced to LWOP, life without the possibility of parole. On this day,
oh my God, there's Dr. Afari.
his VIP status is evident.
Oh, so good to see you. Good to see you too.
It might seem odd to see a celebratory college graduation in prison.
Jose Poser Flores.
But this is a standout rehabilitation program by Cal State LA, the Prison Graduation Initiative, PGI. Burnett, a bachelor's degree grad here, was back as keynote speaker.
And I'm rooting on you guys, and I can't wait for you to come home and show us what you're going to do next. You guys are so well deserving of this. I'm proud of you. Go Eagles. Soar, y'all.
Thank you for coming.
Congratulations, man.
All the time. God bless.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Reality is most of these men return to their cell block, still serving time. Burnett, with Prism Way staff, all formerly incarcerated, feels getting a commutation by the governor. It's as rare as getting hit by lightning.
I was one of the rare people to receive a commutation with a life without parole sentence, and I don't take it lightly.
He was freed from prison in 2020 after serving nearly 30 years for gang-related murder when he was 18. He'd go on to get his master's degree.
I wanted to give back to the community, to the people that are harmed in some fashion, understanding that I'm free and that I'm not out here committing more crime.
His angels, his two co-founders of the Prism Way, Kristen Worth and Cindy Short, who
said, this is a guy, we need to meet him to help us with this vision. They were survivors of crime, and they just come from a place of like heart work. They really just want to be involved and help people.
On the corner of 12th and Hope is where you'll find the Prism Way in downtown LA. I'm just looking at all the little Zen pieces here. Buddha, crystals. It feels like a wellness center.
Some of us, we didn't have the opportunity coming from the backgrounds that we came to have like a family moment. So we cook our meals here in the kitchen and we sit together and we eat and we just have conversations.
Among his staff, Edwin Cruz from that graduation. He was also LWOP.
That conversation should have happened achievable. Can I do this?
But was resentenced and released 1 year ago.
Unforeseen circumstances occur. This work here is something, essentially, I'm continuing what I was doing when I was incarcerated. We become desensitized. You can't become that. It's like finding out what their higher power is.
They're teaching a Prism Way 4-week course for the public and certification for peer support specialists.
Helping other individuals become successful and excel in their lives and then go out and help others is my way of making a positive ripple effect in society.
Cruz and staff were handpicked by Burnett.
One thing that's unique about us is that all of us have committed some version of harm, some more than others. But we also understand that we're accountable to the people that were harmed, and we also are accountable to the people who gave us a second chance and the people that are left behind.
This is a follow to my series of stories on PGI, that bachelor's degree program. Burnett was in the very first class in 2016. In my story on foxla.com, I have a link to all the other PGI stories.
Really powerful.
Powerful program.
Powerful program. Yeah. He himself, the fact that he thinks about those he harmed, everyone that's involved as well.
Full mission, right. And they're also working with youth offenders, going into the juvenile facilities as well, and helping programs that way on the outside. They're dealing with mental health, substance abuse. They do a lot there with there's trauma-informed care is what they're doing.
You mentioned the commutation. Do you think the main reason he was selected was because he showed leadership and went on to educate himself?
There are a lot of ways to grow within a prison. You might have heard of the PAWS program, where they work with dogs. A lot of them are part of that. There are different ways to show leadership and to earn the respect. And he applied. It took a while. He didn't hear right away. In fact, he thought it wasn't going to happen for him. When he got news one day, he got called into the office, he said, he just started bawling.
Yeah, as you said, or as he said, it's as rare as getting struck by lightning.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. Well, it's former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger handing out hugs and turkeys today at what's known as the Miracle on First Street annual turkey giveaway. The popular event, now in its 44th year, is hosted by Inner City Games and Holland Beck Police Business Council.
The reason that we see law enforcement here is because that is the key model. If you can give people a safe haven, they will learn to grow.
District Attorney Nathan Hochman and LA County Sheriff Robert Luna and many others were on hand for the food distribution. 1,000 turkeys plus all the traditional Thanksgiving sides were given to those in need.
Soccer teams Manchester City and Medea America are teaming up to bring joy to East LA this Thanksgiving. The two clubs are providing a meal to those in need and distributing Thanksgiving baskets filled with essential food items.
We thank our community. We love our community. We've been here 75 years now. And these are special times and special events for us. You know, I've been here 23 years now. So all of my teenagers, all of my college students came back to volunteer tonight. So it's full circle tonight for everybody.
Medea America is also donating appliances to enhance the East LA Rising Youth Club's community center.
All right, coming up, Thanksgiving turkeys are going high-tech.
Why AI is now being used for the Thanksgiving staple, coming up next.
All right, and we've got a warmer pattern these next couple of days, but things will change by the end of this week, especially the upcoming weekend. Back to a cooler pattern. Might even be a couple raindrops in our area Sunday. I'll have that in the forecast coming up.
Artificial intelligence is everywhere. Now it's involved in our Thanksgiving turkeys.
Fox's Gary Baumgarten explains how technology is impacting a signature holiday staple.
Keeping people safe by making sure the food they eat is disease-free is critical, and like every Thanksgiving, the nation's turkey farmers know the hard work it takes to scan each bird in their flocks for health issues.
These animals are checked visually maybe once or twice a day, and I don't know if you've seen a commercial house, but basically is probably as long as maybe 1.5 to 2 football fields.
But the result of a new study from Pennsylvania State University could help increase the industry's productivity. Using a small drone armed with a camera and artificial intelligence software, teams kept tabs on their turkeys' activities several times a day. Researchers identified and labeled the turkeys' different behaviors, including feeding, sitting, wing flapping, and more.
We train a computer vision model, which is a sort of AI, to detect automatically what those birds are doing. And so the idea would be that if you, over time, you see trends of feeding, sitting that vary or that are alarming, maybe they are going down, that can be an alert for the farmer to check on whether there is any issue.
According to the study, the system was able to accurately identify specific behaviors among the turkeys 98% of the time.
If there is any lameness, for example, it can find them.
Teams say many future turkeys making their way to Thanksgiving tables could be monitored like this, hopefully solving industry labor shortages and increasing profitability.
I think that's a huge win.
Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
All right, Turkey Day is 2 days away as we look at all those turkeys, and it's going to be really warm out.
Yes, tomorrow will be the warmest of the week.
Okay.
We back it off a little bit on Thanksgiving, but still warm and nice weather if you want to get outside and like burn.
Throw the football.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But will it rain on the big football game between SC and UCLA?
No, we'll be good. That's Saturday, right? Saturday, 4:30, I believe, is the time, somewhere around there. Sunday, there might be a couple of minor showers, not like the systems we had last week. So, but yes, a few showers maybe Sunday. But before we get to that, how about tomorrow? Going to be a really nice day, but a warm day. I think we'll hit 80 in LA, like we did today, actually. It hit 80 degrees, and some spots will be a little bit above that. We go from the 50s in the morning to those warm temperatures in the afternoon. Also, we mentioned this earlier. I'm just showing you kind of a visual with the numbers taken off the graphic here. I want to show you where some strong winds are expected to be tonight through the first part of the day tomorrow. We actually have a wind advisory through this area right here. These are gusty Santa Ana winds in the typical Santa Ana wind-prone area. So we've got this kind of section here north of LA and including part of the San Fernando Valley, and then through some of the passes like the 15, the 10, and part of the Santa Ana Mountains there in Orange County. Those are the spots where some gusts may get over 30 or even 35 miles per hour. In fact, we're seeing some pretty gusty winds in those areas right now. So a lot of us won't feel those breezy winds, but they'll be in those particular spots through about midday tomorrow. Then winds will back off after that. But those Santa Ana winds is part of the reason why it's so dry and why the temperatures are so warm. Another reason is because we have high pressure overhead, hangs around for a few more days. This low down here doesn't bring rain our way, but it will throw a bunch of clouds at us by Thanksgiving Day. So it's not going to be just the clear blue sky on Thanksgiving. In fact, for a lot of California, under mostly cloudy skies for Thanksgiving, but you'll notice the lack of rain out of all those clouds. I think one area that might find some drizzle would be right near the coast, perhaps at times on Thanksgiving, but mostly it's just more clouds and really not any rain being drawn or pulled out of those clouds. Now, as we go into Sunday, we see a system that's going to pass by that could send a few spotty showers through here. Again, we're talking about light, isolated rain. Some other parts of California, if you're driving around on Sunday trying to get home after a little vacation, you may encounter a few wet roads here and there. Again, it's not a major system, but it is something that we'll watch as we head into this upcoming weekend. So the 7-day forecast for LA, Inland Orange County will go 81 degrees tomorrow. We'll bring it down a few degrees for Thanksgiving to the mid-70s. Still very nice. Friday cools off a little more, but still it's around average for this time of year. Now, over the weekend, we see a bit of a change to our pattern, so it does get cooler with some 60s. Not that it's real cold but cooler. And notice that 20% chance on Sunday. So yes, a couple of spotty showers are possible there. For the coast, 70s tomorrow and then still 70s on Thanksgiving. I'll put a 10% there because of that possible drizzle near the coast on Thanksgiving Day. Again, going into Friday and the weekend, temperatures get a little cooler with highs in the 60s. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, 80s tomorrow, 70s for Thanksgiving, probably upper 70s, and then cooling off, but still nice for the weekend. There's that slight rain chance on Sunday. And finally, for the mountains, 60 degrees tomorrow, 50s on Thanksgiving, and some colder 40s for the highs by Sunday and into next week. Back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. We still have more news ahead at 8 o'clock.
But first, here's a preview of what's coming up at 9. We're just days away from the biggest shopping event of the year, Black Friday. Are tariffs impacting the deal? We dive into it. Plus, giving back this Thanksgiving, the special turkey giveaway in honor of the late Nipsey Hussle ahead at 9.
The San Diego Zoo's oldest resident has died. A Galapagos tortoise named Grandma was believed to be 141 years old. She was known as the queen of the zoo, arriving almost a century ago. Zoo officials don't know exactly when she got there, but they say that she came from the Bronx Zoo sometime around 1930. Galapagos tortoises live to be about 100 in the wild, but much longer in captivity. The oldest known Galapagos tortoise was named Harriet, who lived to be a whopping 175 years old.
175.
She's making me feel like a young spring chicken.
Yeah, and usually I've always read where if they're in captivity, they don't live as long. Yeah, so that's a little surprising.
Well, looking pretty good, too, for that age, I guess. A blast from the past, making a comeback on Netflix.
It's an iconic talent show from the 80s and 90s that's hard to forget.
The world's greatest talent competition. Welcome Beyonce, Kevin James, Usher Raymond, Britney Spears.
Wow, that's an all-star cast. Star Search is being rebooted and will be live on Netflix. Anthony Anderson will host the revamped show, which will feature real-time viewer voting for the very first time. The show premieres January 13th. Episodes will air live Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
People are probably watching, younger folks going, I've never even heard of Star Search. This was long before American Idol.
Right.
This kicked it all off.
This is like the OG.
This is the OG.
But I didn't know all those famous names were launched on there.
Either did I.
Yeah.
Usher, Kevin James, Martin
Britney
Lawrence.
Spears. I mean, a lot of big names.
Wow. All right. Let's take it live outside and check in on the 405 because we know it's very busy out there as we,
it's moving.
Yeah. So this is West LA. Not too bad.
Not far from the station. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
It's moving.
It's moving. Good. Let's hope it stays that way.
Well, probably not tomorrow. I had read where tomorrow morning going into the afternoon is like the worst
time you could possibly go.
But you know what? Play some good music. Download a podcast. Do something.
Yeah, relax. Don't get upset at anybody on the road.
Right.
Be full of gratitude. That's what the holiday's all about.
Exactly. LA Live News Tonight continues.
Across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Now at 9, holiday travel plans hit some turbulence at LAX when a large protest shuts down streets heading into the airport. We're there live. Plus, the LAPD finally responds to unofficial claims being made about singer David and the 15-year-old girl found dead in his car. What investigators had to say about the case. And Thanksgiving is just 2 days away. Chief Meteorologist Adam Kruger with a preview of what's on the horizon.
Well, quiet weather for the most part, other than some Santa Ana winds. It'll be a little gusty in some spots. We'll talk about that later. But look at the highs for tomorrow. We've got many areas reaching or exceeding 80 degrees, warmest day of the week before we cool down by the holiday weekend. I'll have that forecast coming up. Laura?
Thank you, Adam, and good evening. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Laura Diaz. Hundreds of airline catering workers at LAX are protesting unsafe working conditions and wage violations. That protest happening as holiday travelers try to make their way to their destinations. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live at the airport with details tonight. And Matthew, they're making a statement, but is it also affecting people as they try to get to the airport?
Well, fortunately, that protest has wrapped up, but there's still some traffic in the area. Definitely a stressful situation for everyone trying to get to the airport this evening. One of the busiest travel days of the year. But maybe Elliot can show you a live look at the traffic trying to get to LAX tonight. This seems like your typical holiday rush. Look at this massive line of cars down Century Boulevard. Again, just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. But if you go and take a look at this video, this is the major mess around 6 this evening. Century Boulevard near Avion. A major road into LAX closed by protesters, again, just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. These protesters are airline catering workers from the Flying Food Group and Unite Here Local 11, demanding a new contract, alleging unsafe working conditions, broken equipment, and unfair pay. Some people out here frustrated in a rush for those flights, but police showed up in riot gear and opened it all around 6:30 this evening. This is one of the busiest travel days of the year.
Honestly, people don't care about people who make the food and put it on the planes. And so we wanted to make a statement.
Think about that.
Dude, if it's a good protest, it's a good cause, go for it, man. I don't care.
What do you think about this?
Well, we just landed from Chicago and we got to the stoplight. We were just commenting how it was a smooth ride, easy to get home, and now this. So I don't know what's going on, some sort of strike, obviously, but just want to get home.
So that family was forced to walk about a half mile to off-site parking because the traffic was so gridlocked. But you can see again live tonight the holiday rush. This is about normal for LAX a couple of days before Thanksgiving. Still a line, but overall that protest lasted for about 2 hours this evening. But that road closure happened for about 30 minutes, and LAPD not reporting any arrest so far. Reporting live outside LAX, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
30 minutes is a long time when you're trying to make a flight, right? But getting back to the workers' protest right there at LAX, do you think there's any thought of perhaps this could be a template for other large airports and workers there might follow suit?
I mean, it's definitely possible. We did hear tonight when they were leaving, when the police pushed them out, that they were chanting, "We're not done." Again, we don't know what that means. If they're not done here, maybe another location or, another day. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, Matthew Seedorf, thank you so much for that live report. Developing tonight, a Glendora police officer is suing his own department. Officer Andrew Wong raising flags about alleged racism and retaliation from his superiors. Fox 11's Gina Silva spoke to him. She has a story you'll see only on Fox 11.
The allegations of racism inside the Glendora Police Department are disturbing, and this police officer is also alerting the community about what he calls arrest quotas.
I want to pursue a job and a career where I could help people in a tangible way.
Officer Andrew Huang joined the Glendora Police Department in 2023. He says he loves serving his community, but hates being subjected to racial harassment inside the department.
These high-ranking supervisors are telling me and making these jabs and comments at me knowing that I can't say anything.
He says one incident happened during an end-of-deployment dinner at a sushi restaurant in Rancho Cucamonga. A lieutenant allegedly told him to get back in the kitchen and cook for the group because you're Asian.
They knew that this is wrong. You're not supposed to do this. We're in 2025. You're telling your only Asian officer to go back in the kitchen and cook for them because what? I look different than you because I'm Asian? I'm Korean. I'm not even Japanese.
I don't know why the city would permit such conduct to go on. They have a growing Asian American population in the city of Glendora. 11% of their population is Asian American, and this is a concern.
Officer Huang says he was also dealing with directives to increase arrests. He showed us messages from the president of the Police Officers Association, urging officers to push arrest numbers up to 1,700 a year. Other messages sent out to officers included, "The jail sure is empty," and "Those crickets are getting loud."
If you put a pressure and you put an expectation of a quota onto officers, it just gives them, opens the door to corruption, to do unethical stops, unethical arrests.
When Officer Huang finally reported the harassment, he says the department did not protect him. Instead, he says his complaint was exposed, and then he became the target of 3 separate investigations.
They did it in retaliation to try to make it look like he was bad at his job, to create a sort of pseudo paper trail to try to terminate him.
Every day we put on a badge and gun and a bulletproof vest, and it's a grim reminder of the risks that we take on an everyday basis in order to protect the community, only to be betrayed, racially discriminated.
Officer Huang was placed on administrative leave, and his attorneys argue that the supervisors who discriminated against him are also in charge of the investigations. We contacted the Glendora Police Department and the city of Glendora, but no one got back to us. I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
New details tonight on that e-bike beating incident in Hermosa Beach a few days ago. Investigators with the Hermosa Beach Police Department have determined that the incident was not a targeted assault and that it was not a premeditated attack by the juveniles involved. Investigators say the item the person was struck with was actually a cardboard pizza box. The alleged victim is out of the hospital, and detectives say anyone with information is asked to call them. And a big show of support for union leader David Huerta arraigned today on federal obstruction charges after he was arrested during an ICE protest. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez has that story.
These charges are baseless.
Organized labor leader David Huerta, after pleading not guilty in federal court to charges of obstructing a federal officer. The SEIU-USWW president was arrested on June 6 during anti-ICE detention protests in downtown LA. The images becoming a critical moment at the onset of immigration raids in Los Angeles. Homeland Security accusing Huerta in a sworn affidavit of allegedly refusing to stop blocking the vehicular gate leading to ICE staging grounds. He was initially facing a felony charge of conspiracy to impede an officer, charges that were dropped to misdemeanors.
During an attempt to silence anyone who dares to speak out, organize, or demand justice, I will not be silenced.
Be it testifying at yesterday's congressional oversight hearing on immigration enforcement.
The raids are policies rooted in bigotry, not public safety.
Or leading protests.
We will have our time for justice.
The labor leader is a constant fixture in the battle against ICE raids. Today in court, he was ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from federal agents or operations pending his trial. Among the many supporters flanking him today, Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
The President of the United States, with his cruel attack on our citizens and on our even undocumented, will not stand. We are going to fight hard.
He is out on his own recognizance with this bond $5,000. He is expected to go to court. He says he's going to fight this all the way. Trial's supposed to begin January 20th. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
Still ahead right here at 9 o'clock, the investigation continues into the link between the Palisades fire and another fire just days earlier. What the LAFD is reportedly being asked to turn over next. Plus, it's expected to be a record-breaking Thanksgiving Day for travel. What you need to know if you plan to hit the road.
And we got some pockets of gusty Santa Ana winds tonight into tomorrow morning. New as of this evening, the National Weather Service issuing a wind advisory for this area north of LA. We'll talk about that, our warm weather, but also how we're going to cool at the end of the week.
New developments tonight in the widening investigation into the Lockman fire and what may have been missed before the devastating Palisades wildfire. A source inside LA Fire Department tells Fox 11 federal investigators have ordered all responding crews to sign documents acknowledging the feds can seize their personal cell phones and that nothing, including text messages, can be deleted. The source says investigators are now taking final steps to secure evidence tied to the investigation. This comes after Fox 11 first reported a whistleblower's claim that the Lockman fire was not fully extinguished and triggered the Palisades fire days later, raising new questions about missed action or miscommunication. And an update to a story we brought you last night. Today, a lawyer representing several homeowners says he received a document from the state of California, the Park Wildfire Mitigation Plan for Topanga State Park. It reportedly says, quote, unless specified otherwise, State Parks prefers to let Topanga State Park burn in a wildfire event. End of quote. And in court today, a judge ordered depositions from a dozen firefighters and several state park staff members. Thanksgiving travel is expected to set new records this year. Millions of Californians are skipping the airport and are taking road trips for their holiday gathering. Fox 11's Haley Winslow got a taste of the travel conditions on the ground today.
Turkey Day traffic is stuffing local freeways. The 405 jam-packed. The 105 slow cooking as more families than ever roll out of town.
Is that all for Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, but I'm going to invite my own friends for the next 2 days.
What's the trick to keeping everybody getting along?
There's no trick. You don't get along.
A lot of flat tires. Yeah, because of the rain last week. Yeah.
So people should check their tires before they hit the road, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Best time to leave? Yesterday. Worst time to leave? Now, through most of Thanksgiving Eve.
Thursday, go to Disneyland, and then come back Friday morning or afternoon.
So what does your departure time say about you? Leaves at 5 a.m., responsible, organized, probably already made the stuffing. Leaves at 2 p.m. Wednesday, thrives on chaos. Leaves at 8 p.m., night owl, procrastinator, probably both. So how to survive the holiday highway headache? Well, a rockin' road trip playlist, of course, helps. Highlights to get through LA, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, Highway to Hell, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and I Will Survive. Or how about traffic bingo with double points for a dog's head out the window, rogue mattress on the freeway, and a honk honk from a big rig driver. And Family Olympics. Events include sharpest turn signal timing, fastest glove compartment snack grab, and parallel parking accuracy. Stuck on the 405, Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
Well, whether you're flying or you're driving, you're going to want to know what the weather's like when you get to your favorite person's house. Checking in right now with Adam Kruger, our chief meteorologist, to tell us if we can expect sunshine or rain.
I think whoever's doing most of the cooking is my favorite person. They're taking on a big task right there. We're going to see great weather for any kind of road travel around pretty much the entire state up until we get to Sunday, and even that's not that big of an issue. But the next time there might be some rain or some mountain snow, let's say up towards the Sierra Nevadas, that's going to be on Sunday, which we'll explore in a moment. But yeah, you know, a lot of people sitting in the car before they sit, you know, on an airplane, or maybe picking up someone who sat on an airplane for a while. It is the week of travel, right? And we'll talk more about, again, travel weather here in a moment. But let's start with what we have going on locally. So first of all, we have a Santa Ana wind event going on right now. It's relatively weak, but there's some pockets where those winds are quite gusty. That's going to help give us a couple more warm days and dry days. And again, this weekend, things change a little bit cooler. Might be a shower or two on Sunday. Very spotty light, it looks like, as of right now. All right, this area here, north and west of L.A., we see a wind advisory. It goes into effect officially at midnight, lasts until noon tomorrow, and it's because of the offshore or Santa Ana winds. Those go from northeast to southwest towards the ocean, sustained around 15 to 30 in some of these tan-colored areas, and gusts could be as high as 35 to 45 miles per hour. There's also a few other spots, as you see out here, where the 15 and the 10 cut through the mountains. Those are a couple other areas where those winds might be a little bit gusty as well. So there you see through about midday tomorrow, the reds, the purples on the map. That's where those strongest winds are expected to be. So for L.A. tomorrow, another warm one like today. We hit 80 degrees today downtown, might be slightly above that tomorrow. Lots of sunshine with some clouds actually starting to roll in late day, and more cloud cover actually moves overhead on Thanksgiving Day. So it'll be a mostly cloudy Thanksgiving, but we're not expecting any rain there. Temperatures around the rest of the area tomorrow. Look at all the 80s and 70s on the map. So it's not just the inland areas, but even near the coast. It's pretty warm, mid-70s there. But of course, you see over 80 degrees in parts of the valley, around L.A., down the 5 into Orange County, and over towards the Inland Empire as well. Now, as we switch to Thursday, it's still warm, just not as warm as tomorrow. We've got a lot of 70s on the map, very pleasant weather. If you want to get out and kind of burn off some of the calories from eating, should be a great day for that. All right, let's talk about the big picture pattern now. So high pressure in combination with the Santa Ana winds helping to keep us pretty warm the next few days. That's going to move away. We see this broad trough of low pressure bringing cooler temperatures over a lot of the country. We'll be on the back end of that on Sunday. So there's our cool down. And also with this low nearby, there could be a couple of showers in our vicinity or in our area. So you see the rain forecast day by day. It's only one day we're watching, and that's Sunday. And I'll put it at 20% because we expect pretty minimal coverage of the rain. Not like these big, wide sweeping rounds of rain like we had come through last week. High temperatures day by day. This is for L.A. and Inland Orange County. So we've got that warm day tomorrow, still pretty warm on Thanksgiving, down a little Friday, but still not bad. And then we cool off even more as we head into the 60s for highs on Saturday, Sunday, and even early next week looks a little bit cool. 70s for a couple of days for the coast, including Thanksgiving, then down to the 60s after that. The valleys, the Inland Empire, again, warm for a few days. Not that it's chilly over the weekend, but it will be cooler, especially by Sunday as we fall to the upper 60s there. The mountains will be around 60 tomorrow, upper 50s for Thanksgiving, and then highs drop to the 40s beginning on Sunday. In the deserts, we've got you in the 60s in the high desert the next few days, up to the low 70s by Friday. Back to 60s over the weekend. And in the low desert, a couple days over 80 degrees, 70s for the weekend. Pretty good temperatures there. Laura?
Sounds good. Thank you. Coming up right here, we're just days away from the biggest shopping event of the year, Black Friday. Will tariffs impact the deals? We dive into it next.
I just want to tell you this very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned.
The Thanksgiving tradition continues at the White House. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump participating in the annual turkey pardoning ceremony in the Rose Garden today, as you see. Now, for this holiday, 2 turkeys were spared from the dinner table. Gobble and Waddle were both raised in North Carolina. They spent the night at a luxury hotel in D.C. before today's festivities. Well, Black Friday deals are already out there, but pricing is all over the map, and tariff uncertainty isn't making it any easier for bargain hunters. Fox's Jerry Willis takes a look.
It's the Super Bowl season for retail, and everybody's out to win.
Despite ongoing financial concerns, Americans are planning to spend big during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, to the tune of $80 billion, as reported by a recent Omnisend survey.
Consumer sales have been strong all year. They remain strong. They're going to be strong for the holiday, and retailers are going to be playing to win.
But between deals dropping early and prices fluctuating, there's a lot of confusion about what to buy, when to shop, and how to know if you're getting a good deal. Thanks to constantly fluctuating prices and uncertainty created by ever-changing tariff policies.
It hasn't impacted business very much yet. It's not going to happen.
Consumer expert Andrea Warrock says don't wait to buy the must-have toys that will sell out quickly. Popular tech like TVs and headphones, small home gadgets, think air fryers and pressure cookers, and services from national service providers as well as local businesses, including wireless service, subscriptions, fitness centers, and dental care providers. Wait for post-holiday sales to buy winter apparel. There won't be a lot of deals on furniture, so hold off for bigger savings around President's Day. And expect site-wide sales and bigger coupons on Cyber Monday for top clothing, beauty, and footwear.
Some prices are certainly up, but it's within the rounding error of a normal Price is Right contestant, you know? No one really knows for sure how much something's up, and it's different based on category.
And some Black Friday tricks to avoid: bundles. Only spend more if the bundle has something you need. No-name doorbusters. Cheaply made goods are never a good deal and can lead to spending more to replace them down the road. And adding more to your cart to qualify for free shipping, a recipe for overspending. Jerry Willis, Fox Business.
This is Ed Lascos. Tonight, live, Alhambra, a candlelight vigil here, remembering a fallen police officer who made the ultimate sacrifice, and now all the emotions that follow. Stand by for that, will you?
And if you're looking for a different place to travel out of, how about Santa Monica Airport with public charter flights from JSX? We'll tell you all about them when we come back.
across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
A community in mourning. A candlelight vigil tonight honors a young Alhambra police officer killed in a tragic crash. Officer Alec Sanders lost his life last week during a pursuit. People gathering tonight to remember him. Fox 11's Ed Lascos is live outside of the Alhambra police station with more tonight. Ed?
And Laura, certainly a night of high emotions here. Everybody remembering Officer Alec Sanders. He wore badge number 154, only with the department for 8 months. Last Thursday, he picks up a shift for another officer who calls in sick, and that's when Officer Sanders loses his life in the line of duty. To the video we go. Check it. The emotions begin with the candlelight vigil right in front of police headquarters here by City Hall in Alhambra. Officer Sanders, his family at home, and his family on patrol. They are all here, along with law enforcers from all over the area, all over the county, really. And then you had hundreds of folks, just normal folks, the everyday folks here in Alhambra showing up, most telling me they did not know Officer Sanders, but they certainly knew of the ultimate sacrifice he made last Thursday. You know the backstory there. Officer Sanders, his patrol vehicle slammed by a speeding SUV, allegedly stolen, part of a pursuit. That crash kills Officer Sanders. A passenger in that SUV is killed, and the driver of the SUV, he survives. He's now facing a charge of murder ×2. But on this night, it's all about Officer Sanders, the sacrifice he made, and the emotions that follow. Listen to some of this, will you?
Alec, we love you so much, and until we meet you again, partner, I hope you rest easy.
It's just real hard for all of us and the family, and especially during the holidays.
And the city's hurting, huh?
Yes, the city is hurting. We haven't lost someone in a long time, so we're hurting.
And so to see his family up there sad and crying, I just felt so bad for him. Like, I couldn't stay home today. I had to come out here and show my respect and love for them, even though I don't know him.
It's a sad loss. He's a very young and kind gentleman. I know one of my coworkers did know him, and I just want to give my respects and my condolences to all the family, his fiance, his parents, siblings, everybody. It's unfortunate that he had to go, but I just wish the family the best.
Officer Sanders, only 28 years old, leaves behind a fiance, 2 sisters, a brother, a police department, his brothers and sisters who wear the uniform and the badge of courage. They are all hurting tonight, and I think it's safe to say most of the city also hurting over this loss, Laura. They're a close-knit community. The department only dozens strong. It's not a big, wide, open department with all the members, thousands of members like you have with LAPD or the county sheriffs. So everybody feeling this loss right through the department and this city.
Well, it sounds as though, first of all, it's just so very tragic, and our hearts are with them. It sounded as though there were people from the community as well as people who knew him well, like close friends and family. Did you get the sense that they were able to sort of be together and comfort each other in the moment?
I think that's what this night was all about, really, holding everybody up, supporting. Lots of hugs here, lots of tears, and we were speaking with the mayor, Catherine Lee, earlier, and she was telling us that if there's anything positive at all that you could think about this, is the city, everybody coming together and everybody sharing the grief and just trying to support each other. And unfortunately, Laura, we've seen these tragedies so many times before, but that's how you somehow get through it. Everybody comes together and they hold each other up, because with a tragedy like this, a lot of times you just knock down to your knees, and you need somebody to help you get up again, All
right, Ed Lascos, thank you so much for that report. A 13-year-old girl is arrested for shooting and killing a 16-year-old boy in Pomona. Police say it happened Sunday night on East Pasadena Avenue. The boy died on the scene. The girl, reportedly from Long Beach, was taken to juvenile hall on suspicion of involuntary manslaughter. Investigators are still working to determine the motive. Anyone with information is urged to contact Pomona police. The wrongful death trial over Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs' 2019 overdose is heating up. According to the LA Times, defense plans to argue Skaggs was a secretive opioid addict who manipulated others, while his family claims the team's negligence led to his death. They're seeking over $120 million in damages, with the trial expected to wrap by mid-December. And developing news out of the San Fernando Valley, there's been another burglary, this time at the Studio City home of music producer Benny Blanco's mother. She hid in the bathroom during the break-in, but is unharmed. Police are investigating whether this is connected to a string of summer burglaries in the area.
459 in progress to Shady Glade Avenue. Spoke to the homeowner at the residence. There's two people inside of the residence.
It was a terrifying call of a burglary in progress on Shady Glade Avenue in Studio City Monday night. According to published reports, two masked assailants broke into the home of Sandra Levin, who is the mother of music producer Benny Blanco. That call came into dispatch about 9:30 Monday night. In nighttime footage from the scene, you can actually hear officers at the front door.
The police department.
Levin reportedly heard glass breaking. Frightened by the break-in, she ran into an upstairs bathroom and locked the door to hide. She heard the suspects in the upstairs room and peered out, reportedly spotting two suspects wearing masks and dark clothing. They ran. Nothing was taken. Monday, neighbors of this upscale neighborhood reacted to the break-in.
I'm glad nobody was hurt. That's really terrifying. That's like my worst fear, right? Being home alone and somebody breaks in.
Fox 11 contacted Blanco's representatives but received a firm no comment. Blanco married Selena Gomez 2 months ago in a star-studded event. California Attorney General Rob Bonta is suing the Trump administration over cuts to permanent housing subsidies for the homeless. The lawsuit announced today is joined by 19 other state attorneys general. It claims the changes could force 170,000 people back into being homeless, including 5,000 in LA County. The administration argues the shift prioritizes transitional housing and services. New at 9 o'clock, construction officially underway on the One Beverly Hills. It's a massive 17.5-acre development set to transform the city's western gateway. Crews just completed the first major concrete pour, marking the start of vertical construction. Slated for phased completion in 2027, the project will feature 10 acres of botanical gardens, luxury residences, retail, and dining. Developers say it will create over 2,700 construction jobs. And a beautiful sunset over LA tonight. This was the view from Sky Fox. Gorgeous out there, Adam, and all this as we start looking to our long holiday week.
Yeah, all is well. I mean, you can see that shot right there, and kind of just recapping the last few days. We've had a lot of sunshine. We've been enjoying the dry weather. Another beautiful day tomorrow. It'll be just as warm, if not a little warmer than today, and a lot of sunshine as well. Thanksgiving actually will be mostly cloudy, but not that that's that big of a problem. No rain and temperatures will still be nice. This is tomorrow, though. So we start the morning in the 50s. We'll head up to around 80 or maybe even some low 80s for LA, and many other spots could get a bit over 80 degrees tomorrow as well. Here's what that looks like across our region. So we have these Santa Ana winds going on right now. That's the offshore wind, blows from the desert towards the ocean, and that tends to heat up areas on the coastal side of the mountains. So a lot of the LA Basin, Orange County, the valleys, the Inland Empire, all these areas we're looking at highs tomorrow that will mostly be around 80 or above for inland areas. And then near the coast, it's still going to be pretty warm, just not as warm, with temperatures there topping out more so in the middle part of the 70s. Thanksgiving, mostly just 70s around the biggest part of our area. So another nice day for Thanksgiving. Now, again, we do see some gusty Santa Ana winds going on. This is a snapshot of tomorrow morning. This area right here, north and west of Los Angeles, under a wind advisory from midnight tonight to noon tomorrow, because in through here, there could be some gusts as high as 35 to 45 miles per hour. But there's also some other pockets, like where the 15 cuts through the mountains, where the 10 cuts through the mountains, and over the Santa Ana Mountains in Orange County. Those areas, highlighted with those red and purple colors, could also find some gusts, maybe over 30 or 35 miles per hour. And then winds will back down late day tomorrow. And then we're pretty much done with Santa Ana winds by Thanksgiving. Across the nation right now, if you're wondering what's going on with, of course, this being a big travel week, we've got this low right here. There's a little snow near that, some rain across some of the Great Lakes. Notice the eastern and northeastern U.S. We have some rain there. Up in the northwestern corner, we also have some wet weather. Locally, though, high pressure keeping us warm and dry. There is a low right here, and all that's going to do is just throw some clouds at us for Thanksgiving Day, for really the entire state of California. So you see here as we pause it at noon on Thanksgiving, Mostly cloudy skies. Not that that's a problem. It's just not going to be the nice bright blue skies we've been enjoying lately. And then as we take you farther into Sunday here on Futurecast, you can see we actually have the possibility for a few light showers and maybe some snow up towards the Sierra Nevada mountains. Maybe if you're driving around the state on Sunday after Thanksgiving between LA and San Diego or up through San Francisco or over towards Las Vegas, it's possible there's a few showers there. I don't think it's going to be a big major soaker, but just a little rain possible there. You'll notice on our 7-day, I've got a 20% rain chance on Sunday. That's the only rain chance on the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow will be the warmest day out of the next 7 days. We're still pretty nice, though, for Thanksgiving in the 70s. Friday's a little bit cooler, and then a cooler pattern settles in for this weekend into next week with highs in the 60s. 70s for a few more days for the coast. Maybe some drizzle actually near the coast or along the coast on Thanksgiving Day. And then Sunday's that slight rain chance with those cooler temperatures this weekend. And finally, the valleys in the Inland Empire. We've got the low 80s tomorrow, nice and warm still for Thanksgiving, a little bit cooler Friday, but still nice. And then down closer to 70 degrees or maybe even upper 60s by Sunday of the weekend. Laura?
All right, Adam, sounds good. And a California court ruling, CAL FIRE's vegetation management program could worsen wildfire risks. That is according to the LA Times. The program aimed at reducing fire danger by clearing native chaparral may unintentionally promote the growth of invasive, highly flammable grasses. Ecologists argue this approach harms biodiversity and increases fire hazards, while fire officials defend it as a critical tool. The court has ordered CAL FIRE to revise its plans to address these concerns. And the airline JSX is launching new public charter flights from Santa Monica Airport to Las Vegas starting Friday, December 19th. The service will use quiet, eco-friendly aircraft, offering a convenient alternative to crowded airports with one daily flight. Passengers can enjoy a quick 20-minute check-in, free checked bags, and onboard perks like cocktails and Wi-Fi. Tickets start at $149 one way. Up next, the latest twists and turns into the death investigation of teenager Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And we talk with TMZ's Harvey Levin on the other side of the break. But first, a live look at Hawaii's Kilauea volcano on the Big Island. Very active tonight. This is the 37th episode of the current summit eruption series that began in December of last year, according to scientists from the U.S. Geological Survey. Lava fountains reach up to 40 feet tall today. 400 feet tall today. The volcano is one of the most active in the world. Tonight, new questions in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. TMZ now says a source inside the medical examiner's office is doubling down, claiming her body was partially frozen when it was discovered in the Tesla registered to singer David. This is something the LAPD publicly disputes. In our 6 p.m. news tonight, Harvey Levin joined Marla Tejas to talk about the ever-changing investigation.
Tonight, new questions in the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. TMZ now says a source inside the medical examiner's office is doubling down, claiming her body was partially frozen when it was discovered in the Tesla registered to singer David. Now, this is something LAPD publicly disputes. Harvey Levin, executive producer, founder of TMZ, joins us now live with the latest twists in this already very tense and tight-lipped investigation. Harvey, so many questions, beginning with this detail about was her body partially frozen or not? There is discrepancy, and why does this matter?
Well, I think that it's really important, actually. So we reported over the weekend that we were told the body was partially frozen when it was found. That's pretty remarkable because, remember, it was inside that car for days, and it was hot out when it was found. Remember, it was sitting in late August, early September. So it appeared that the body had been frozen somewhere and was thawing out. Now, the LAPD captain who is running this said, on the LAPD side, came out yesterday and said the body was not frozen. So we have, you know, I don't want to be specific here, but we have a source who is very, very well connected with the medical examiner who sextupled down 5 times, had told us, and we called again today, that the body was frozen, that it was partially frozen when found. We also know there is a document, and the document essentially says, I don't have it in front of me right now, but it says that they couldn't take fingerprints on her fingers because they were filled with water. So, I'm sorry, Charles, what? They were waterlogged. Thank you. They were waterlogged, so they couldn't take fingerprints. So, you know, that seems to say something, but I will tell you, there seems to be some dispute here between medical examiner and LAPD on this. Now, the LAPD does not have the medical examiner's report yet. We're told not just cause of death and manner of death, but as far as we know, they don't even have toxicology back. But the medical examiner, what we're getting is, yes, partially frozen.
You also report about a tense relationship between the LAPD and the medical examiner's office, hence sort of the infighting that we're seeing play out publicly in this investigation. We were reporting, based on your reporting, that LAPD put a security hold, which basically is a gag order, on the medical examiner's office. A medical examiner came out with a statement yesterday that we had here that's basically said, this is unusual and we don't like this. What do you know about that?
Yeah, it seems to align with what we've been told about the tension over the last few years between the ME and the LAPD. There is one person in LAPD high up who said to me, kind of groused and said that in Matthew Perry's death, we found out through the media and not the medical examiner what the cause of death was. So it seems like, and I don't know what the source of it is, but there seems to be some tension there.
Okay, and then, you know, we keep citing you about David being a suspect because we can't even get confirmed from LAPD that David is a suspect. Yet you're already talking about a second suspect is involved in this. What's going on there?
Well, I mean, look, we're talking to sources, and honestly, Marla, for many, many, many weeks, we got nothing. I mean, it was total lockdown in a very unusual way. I mean, usually sources will talk to us here and there, but it was just total lockdown. we have since been able to get information, and we are told that even though the medical examiner has not determined cause or manner of death, in fact, we're told that it's unlikely they will determine it because of the state of the body, that the LAPD is viewing this as a homicide and viewing David as a suspect. We are also told that they have a second suspect, and again, this is what we're being told from our LAPD sources, that they have a second suspect, and it has to do with the dismemberment of Celeste's body. Now, Mark Garagos, who is my co-host on our Two Angry Men podcast, Mark has a law enforcement source who is involved in this, who said that the second person they're looking at, they are looking at both before, during, and after Celeste's death, and which is more than what I got and what my staff got. But I know the nature of Mark's information, and it is somebody connected to all of this. So what I'm telling you is as much as what I know.
Okay. And are your sources telling you that we will get some sort of a breaking news situation where finally we get more details soon? Is there a timeline that we can expect? Because this is so unusual, in your own words, in all the years you've been doing this, how tight-lipped this entire investigation has been. So my bottom line question here as we wrap this up is, how soon can we expect some hard information from LAPD?
Well, two thoughts. One is, we're told not immediately that this is not going to happen, in the next day or two for sure. I was told not immediately. It's a complicated investigation. The second thing is what you just said, Marla. I'm getting so tired of hearing people saying, in all the years you've done, that you just tell me I'm old.
You're not. You're not old. You're not old, Harvey. You're wise. You're experienced. We appreciate all the wisdom that you bring. Yeah. All right. Well, we are sitting tight and hopefully being able to confirm this for ourselves here at Fox 11. Harvey Levin, thanks for being out front on this. Thanks so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And you too, Marla.
Giving back where it all began. Coming up, Nipsey Hussle's legacy shines as thousands gather for a special turkey giveaway in South LA.